Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel for ARMY around the world. ARMY, don't skip, because in Toronto, Kim Taehyung once again made the world ask, how can someone remain so confident when millions of eyes are watching him? Taehyung did not answer with words, but with his charisma, vocals, dance, smile, and courage to be himself. In this video, we will discuss the dope moment that proves Taehyung's muscle memory is still incredible, the Into the Sun energy, his warm interactions with ARMY, Taehyung message about facing haters, and why he is once again being called Big V in Canada and Taehyung, the stage genius. We will also discuss various stories about Taehyung and Jungkook by distinguishing facts from rumors, so ARMY won't easily get trapped by information without sources. So don't go anywhere, because there is one reason why Taehyung's performance in Toronto felt much bigger than just a concert. Watch until the end, then write your opinion in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and make this video go viral so the world can continue to see the goodness and charm of Kim Taehyung. In Toronto, Kim Taehyung once again gave his answer not by explaining himself to the world, but by standing on stage, being himself, and letting his performance speak. As part of BTS World Tour ARIRANG, Toronto became one of the important stops for BTS in North America. Amid the intense spotlight, Kim Taehyung once again proved that confidence knows no gender, rules, or boundaries. He wears whatever he wants, stands firmly in his identity, and refuses to live according to other people's expectations. What made the Toronto moment even more interesting was not only the size of the stage, but how Kim Taehyung once again showed a principle that has always been a strong part of him: having the courage to be himself. In a world that is so quick to judge someone's clothes, appearance, movements, or expressions, the courage to stand firmly in one's own identity can become the strongest statement of all. Kim Taehyung does not need to explain himself to everyone. He only needs to perform, sing, dance, and let the energy on stage speak. Although there are many stories about Kim Taehyung and Jungkook circulating on the internet without clear sources, Kim Taehyung remains standing firmly on stage with his own aura and signature style. Rumors, speculation, and fan interpretations should not be considered facts when they are not supported by trustworthy sources. What is most clearly visible in Toronto is the long journey of these two BTS members as groupmates who have shared the stage for many years. And when the music begins, the attention returns to what is real: the performance, energy, music, interactions with ARMY, and chemistry as fellow BTS members. This is exactly what makes ARMY admire him even more, especially seeing the way Kim Taehyung interacts with ARMY so naturally, warmly, and energetically. There is something difficult to fake when an artist is able to make thousands of fans feel close simply through a smile, a glance, a small gesture, or a spontaneous response. Amid the enormous scale of the concert, Taehyung is still able to show his warm side, as if no matter how big the stage is, it cannot erase the emotional connection between him and his fans. However, there is one more thing that made Toronto even more attention-grabbing: Kim Taehyung's dancing ability. He still remembers the dope choreography from BTS's early era very well. Around 11 years have passed since the song became one of the iconic works in BTS's early journey, but the choreography seems to still be deeply stored in his memory. His muscle memory is truly incredible. When the old movements were performed again, for longtime ARMY, the moment felt like a journey back into the past, when BTS was building the foundation toward the global stage. Imagine that journey, from the dope era to the world stage in BTS World Tour ARIRANG. So much time has changed. Yet, when Kim Taehyung performed those familiar movements again, it was as if his body still remembered every detail. In Toronto, he performed with full energy, making the atmosphere on stage even hotter, as if time had never been able to erase his charisma and handsomeness when he is on stage. And perhaps this is what made the moment so emotional. ARMY was not only watching a choreography, but also witnessing the journey of an artist who has grown together with BTS for more than a decade. Then comes a question that might make many viewers pause for a moment. Can time really erase someone's charisma? Toronto gave a different answer. When the stage lights came on, the music moved, and the voices of ARMY filled the venue, Taehyung's character felt even stronger. His smile, vocals, movements, expressions, and the way he commanded the stage made his presence feel much bigger than just a few minutes of performance. This is why one nickname feels so deserving of him: Big V in Canada. Taehyung, the stage genius. Kim Taehyung also once shared a message about dealing with the noise from haters. Rather than trying to close the mouths of millions of people, he chooses to use both of his hands to cover his ears. That message feels so powerful because no one can control every comment, criticism, or opinion in the world. In the social media era, one negative comment can develop into thousands of conversations, but a person still has the choice to decide which voices they want to listen to. Instead of spending energy responding to all the hate, it is better to use that energy to create, grow, and keep moving forward. That message feels even more relevant when seeing how Taehyung stood in Toronto. He did not look like someone trying to win every argument on the internet. He simply appeared as Kim Taehyung. He sang, danced, smiled, interacted with ARMY, and gave his best performance. Because in the end, a person cannot control what the entire world says about them, but they can still control how they choose to live their own life. That may Kim Taehyung always be successful, because millions of ARMY continue to support him and stand behind him. That support is not only visible through cheers at the venue, but also through how fans continue to follow his career, enjoy his music, and appreciate every performance he gives. Toronto became one example of how the relationship between an artist and his fans can create such powerful energy when they come together in one place. And for this performance in Toronto, one nickname feels very deserving of him: Big V in Canada. Taehyung, the stage genius. Kim Taehyung delivered a stunning performance and ignited the energy on stage at the BTS World Tour ARIRANG concert in Toronto, especially with his energy, vocals, beautiful smile, and incredibly powerful presence in front of ARMY. He was not simply part of the show. He became one of the figures who gave the concert experience its own unique color and emotion. Kim Taehyung and his Into the Sun became one of the elements that further strengthened the atmosphere of the performance. His beautiful vocals and smile made the moments on stage feel even more emotional, while his interactions with ARMY showed Taehyung's warm and caring side. When an artist is able to make the audience laugh, scream, smile, and feel emotional simply through his presence on stage, that is where the true power of a performer can be seen. And although many news stories are circulating on the internet, Kim Taehyung's friendship with Jungkook remains part of their long journey as members of BTS. However, various rumors or interpretations that do not have trustworthy sources should not be considered facts. In the fast-moving digital world, it is important for fans to distinguish between facts, opinions, speculation, and pieces of information that have not been verified. Don't let a rumor take over the real story of a performance that should be celebrated. What is most clearly visible in Toronto is that Kim Taehyung continues to stand firmly on stage, giving his best performance, interacting with ARMY, and once again proving why so many fans call him Big V in Canada and Taehyung, the stage genius. From the dope movements that brought back memories of the past, the energy of Into the Sun, his vocals, his smile, to the way he faces the world spotlight, everything comes together into one big story about an artist who chooses to continue being himself. And now the question for ARMY around the world. Which Taehyung moment gave you the biggest chills in Toronto? The dope dance, his vocals, his smile, Into the Sun, his interactions with ARMY, or perhaps his courage to remain himself amid so many voices from the world? Write your answer in the comments, because maybe for some people it is just a concert moment, but for ARMY, one movement, one smile, or one glance from Kim Taehyung can become a memory they carry for years. Thank you, Taehyung lovers, for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell. If you don't like it, feel free to skip it, because Taehyung lovers never forces anyone. In Toronto, Taehyung once again proved one thing: when the world speaks, his stage gives the answer. In your opinion, what was his best moment? Dope, Into the Sun, vocals, smile, or his interactions with ARMY? Write it in the comments. Keep following the latest news about Kim Taehyung and BTS only on Taehyung Lovers. Don't forget to make it go viral so the world can see the positive side and kindness of Kim Taehyung. Thank you. See you again.